All right, good evening, everybody. This is going to be daily recap video 19. It's going to be short and quick here. Excuse me. So, my earnings play on, I believe it was Verizon that I held overnight, played off very well. I entered puts at the end of the day, and as you can see on the earnings, even though earnings I believe were actually good, 110, actual 112. Yeah, earnings were good. It still dropped down. So I sold it on this candle right here, and I sold it for, I believe, 80% profit. Let's take a look here. Yes, I closed it at $1.70, which gave me pretty much 81% gain. So, I netted about 74, almost $75 on that one. So that was really good play. I played, as well, Harley Davidson, and even though Harley had, I think they had good earnings. Let's see, 21, 17. So they had bad earnings. I was anticipating them to go up, and they did not. They went down. I did not get out. I was like 95% upside down at the open. So I didn't bother getting out. I was already pretty much at max loss, so I wanted to ride it out and see if this was going to be a stock that rebounded or not. And it rebounded a little bit and then kind of went sideways, and then started to rebound towards the end of the day. So I'm still, 92% upside down on it. I'm down $123. My max loss on that one's going to be, where are you? $135. So I'm pretty much at my max loss. So I'm just going to write it out. Unfortunately, I didn't think about it, and I only bought till Friday, I think. Yeah, so it's got to do a rebound tomorrow. So we'll see. I may just see what it does tomorrow and close it out, and just take the loss. The next trade I did, excuse me, was a Starbucks trade. Now, that was going to be a day trade, and I don't want to say it got away from me. I was going for 10%, and I didn't get it. So I entered, what time did I enter that one? 6:44. So on this pullback of a candle here, I entered a quick call, and I was shooting for 10%, and it ran up, and I was up to 7% here, and I was telling myself I should just sell it, and I didn't. And I was up 7%. That would have been fine with me, and then it tanked, and I did not like that. I sold it at 721. That was this pullback, right? No, about here. I hung out to see, a pullback, and then see if it was going to rally up higher, and it didn't. It came. I sold, pulled back once, and then went down again. The shoulda, woulda, coulda thing. I looked at yesterday, and it did the same thing. It rallied up, it went down, and then it rallied the rest of the day. And had I held it, I would have made up a majority of my loss, but that's okay. It wasn't too big of a deal. I lost 23.5%, $28. So the Verizon made up for that, so kind of washed it out a little bit. I then went ahead and sold my U.S. Steel puts that I had rolling in at, and I got on that one. I sold that for 10%. So that was pretty good. That helped out a little bit as well. Okay. Then I decided to go ahead and did some research, and I entered AMD on an earnings trade. I entered calls. Excuse my kids in the background. I entered calls. Where is it? Even though I know it was going down, the last 2 days, and it broke the 200-day here. Everyone I talked to was like, oh no, it's going to go down, it's going to go down. But I did some research and gut feeling. AMD's been strong, the last 12 months. So I entered calls. And I entered calls at, where are we at? Get back to the right day here. All right, so I entered my calls, excuse me, 9:34. Oh, so it's about half the day. So I entered calls here with anticipation that it's gonna rally up either before, the close, or it will rally up after. And I was right. I wrote it out, and it rallied. It went about what, 19, 20, a dollar and a half up. So if all goes well tomorrow and it doesn't, drop down a little bit pre-market, I should make a significant gain on this one. I mean, I think I'm estimating 365, so that'd be about a 64% gain. That'll be nice. That'll help out on my loss on Harley. And then I entered U.S. Steel again on kind of a pre-earnings run here. I entered puts, excuse me, shortly after I entered AMD. I just, did some more research on that one, and my assumption is it's going to go down prior to earnings or on earnings. I know it had a bad day. I don't want to say bad day, but a red day today. So we have tomorrow, and then earnings, I think it's after the bell. Yeah, after the bell tomorrow. So I'm anticipating a run down here tomorrow. I may sell it if I get a decent return. I'm not sure I'm going to hold it through earnings, but I'm playing a run down on this one prior to earnings. So that's my ultimate goal. That is where we currently stand. With the Harley-Davidson loss, it dropped me back down under 5 again. I know yesterday we were over 6, but that's what happens when you play earning plays. And as you can see, AA just reversed and went back up again. So I don't see this getting any better. Got till Friday. I'll probably dump it tomorrow and just close it out. Bank of America, I'm still in as well. It went down today. I was sort of hoping it would continue its run up as it has been, and it does it. It had a red day here and rallied up 3 more days. Had a red day here, rallied up. Red day, rallied up. So I'll give it the one bad day. I have some time on this one. I was actually smarter, and I bought 18 days out. So I got time on this one. So I may hold Bank of America. It's my half position, and see if I can't get another 5% to 10% gain on it. So we'll see what it does tomorrow. It's starting to kind of curve out. So if it doesn't rally up again, I may get out. But it is now above the 200. Still, EMAs are still far apart, so I'm fairly confident in this one. It just needed a slight pullback. So other than that, that's it. This Harley Davidson hurt me back under 5 again. But hopefully with AMD's gain tomorrow, assuming all goes well, I should be back over 5, and we'll go from there. This week is just a really good earnings week for a lot of stocks, so I'm playing earnings. Normally I wouldn't do that on the small account challenge, and this week's almost over, so we'll get back going again here shortly. But that is it. Have a great night.